Right, here we go. Another Wednesday live stream. I'm gonna put some music on for myself today. Go. Hey, welcome guys. 3D King and Ethan. How's it going? Today, I'm gonna actually try to do some work while we're doing the stream and answering questions, if possible. Yeah, let's see here. It's going good. Hey, Michael. All right, we'll see if this still is working. I had like technical difficulties. Perfect, cool. My web browser crashed when I was trying to do something, and I wasn't sure if it shut the stream off like last time or 2 times ago. Cool. We'll wait till some people come on in. In the meantime, I actually have quite a few orders to pack, and I'm going to try to do this with the utmost privacy for those people who have ordered for me. Or actually, not try to, but I'm going to, because I can't show you guys all the details of their personal info. But what that looks like today is I've got like a whole bunch of these tape dispensers that need to go out. These guys. I've got them all ready. I just need to get them in a box. So that's something I can do. And you know what? We can move that up. If I'm walking around, we can move that up too a little bit. That way you're not staring at my feet, let's say. We got more tape dispensers. I got black ones as well. And then I've got some other miscellaneous orders. Also had orders come in recently that are not my normal orders. Some products I haven't sold in a while, so that's been cool. And 3D King, that's very nice. Favorite part of the week, that's cool. What do you normally do while you're watching live streams? I know for me, I kind of do like a half watch live streams and half do something else, like do dishes or work on my own projects. All right, while that's going, let me start getting this stuff. We'll do one order at a time. So this is 3 tape dispensers, black ones that need to go out. And also something I want to talk about on today's stream is I've been thinking about packaging still and trying to come up with better solutions that don't require plastic, essentially. And I'm still shrink wrapping these because I have the hardware that goes in the center here. And I like that, but there's got to be a better way than using shrink wrap. I just still haven't found that out yet. You eat, that's good. Pizza, I hope. Something delicious to eat. And boxes. This is my last one. Oh no, I've got 4 more. I've got to actually order some more of these apparently because these are for a product that does sell fairly consistent. Yeah. And Kaz, I do put tape right here on the back to hold them in. I suppose I could put a piece of tape there. I don't love that solution. But I mean, I kind of have to do that already, but we'll see. Ethan, oh, let's see. Steve, you said coin envelope. That'd be cool. You know, the other solution would be just to send the hardware in a separate thing, like a coin envelope, and I've thought about that too. But they come in different amounts and stuff, so I like it when it goes in the center. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Those are both good options, though. And Ethan, you said, recently added a P1S to my small print farm, but I haven't set up anything. Can't wait and print some helmets. Ooh, like Star Wars helmets? Like fan or Comic-Con helmets? Because I'm assuming you're not printing like an actual bike helmet, I would hope. But yeah, I mean, it's big enough, I think, right? Big enough for my noggin to go on there. And let's see here. I think we can get away with the small box for just the order of 3. And 3D King, you said pizza rolls. Yes. I used to slam pizza rolls like it was nobody's business. My buddy that I growing up with, we would open a pack of pizza rolls, and more often than not, they would send 41 pizza rolls in the package, you know, the thing that said 40. So we'd have, you know, say who's going to get the extra pizza roll, and we'd load that whole tray up for the oven, and we would down those. But 20 pizza rolls goes pretty quick. In college, I would eat the whole bag of 40, which that's probably not very healthy, but it sure was delicious. So that's cool. John, I buy my boxes on Amazon because it's fast and convenient, and I have such a low quantity. I've heard you can get boxes for free from like UPS and some of those places. I've honestly not looked into it, but I don't know. And then the other thing is, I've also heard like there's companies that work with commercial vendors, or they are a vendor, that you can buy like bulk boxes from and create a partnership with them. But I don't think I have enough order volume at the moment to be able to get get these at a price that I want. And the nice thing I would say about ordering on Amazon or something similar to Amazon is I like the style of boxes. Like, I would rather have a nice box that I have to pay for as part of the packaging experience than like a really cheap box that I get for free. Because it is part of the customer experiences. So that's cool. Kaz says, I make bulk boxes. How do you make your bulk boxes? Like, you just order sheets of cardboard or something? Ethan, you said you got Spider-Man, Venom, Clone Trooper, lots more. Right on. 12 kilograms of PLA for your birthday. That is a great gift for a 3D printer. Kaz, I'm a packaging design engineer in my company. That is amazing. That is so cool. I honestly, like, as nerdy as it sounds, I love packaging design. And if I can find it, I think I tried to find this last time on a different stream. Anyway, I like board games. I make board games and card games for fun. But I also designed my own box that you cut out with the Cricut cutter down there. And you can fold it up and then put all the cards and stuff in. Yeah, so cool. I love packaging design. I actually took this as the inspiration and basically learned how to do my own packaging design from this type of stuff. I usually will take a piece of paper and laminate it, and then when you cut that out, it gives it enough strength. You can score the laminated paper, and it creates nice folds and keeps everything together. But I don't do that, obviously, for the 3D printed stuff. Okay, back to this. Part of getting these out is I've stopped doing individual cards for the thank yous. I'm now just writing thank you on the actual packing slip. Saves me a little bit of time and money, I guess. I mean, it's negligible, but still a nice little touch. And I know that when I've bought off of Etsy, I've had that exact type of thing. So that's cool. Sorry, I can't write and talk at the same time, apparently. I also like to put little smiley faces on my packagings. Let's see here. You're making boxes, web performance. Okay, you guys are just chatting amongst yourselves. Cool, that will give me a minute here to get this packaged. So basically what I'm going to do is put in the packing slip. I'll do that last. And then these are just going to get arranged in here. And I'm not going to leave them like that. For this type of part that comes in individual pieces, what I like to do is actually just grab a roll of this off, about that much or so. And we'll just rip it, and then I'll just place this in the box, and then I'll set my stuff on top and fold the rest around. Makes it pretty easy. And you guys can't really see what I'm doing at the moment. But 1, 2, and 3, something like that. and then I'll go ahead and fold the rest around. Give it some nice cushion, put it in the packing slip, and fold it up, and that will be one order done. I have 4, 5, 3, like 7 or 8 things to go out. Not all of them today, but if I have the stuff printed, I might as well get them packed up. Also, I am experimenting, and so far I really like it, switching tapes. So this is that like Scotch clear packing tape that everybody knows. I am trying out some paper tape. It's more expensive, but I think in the long run it's going to be better for customers, better for sustainability, and I would like to do I'm going to do a short video probably today after my video here on the live stream and I run to the post office. I'll probably put a short video out comparing the differences between these two, because at face value this is a lot cheaper than this, but really how much does it cost for like closing a box like this? Because this box, for instance, and this one, which house a couple products I have, many of my products, you know, I can put like a $50 order or more in here, and this piece of tape is only 6 inches. So, you know, how many 6-inch pieces of tape can you get off of this? So per order, maybe it's just like a penny. I don't know. I got to do the math, but I'm very curious to see what that will actually be like. Could be pretty cool. Let's see here. Packaging can be a real pain. This is from Mike. Small amounts of weight or sizes can make a big difference in price. Yes. So the nice thing I would say on Etsy is I overestimate all of my packaging weights by like maybe a couple ounces to give me that buffer space. And that way, when they do the calculate yourself packaging prices, I don't think I've maybe only once ever ran into an issue where I had to pay more in shipping than they've paid for the actual cost. 3D King says, how much does shipping cost in the USA, or how much is it in the US? I live in Norway. So my shipping costs range anywhere from like $5. Granted, I've also had like a $4, which is really cheap, all the way up to like $10, depending on size of box and weight, of course. But I think that's pretty reasonable. And I ship through USPS, United States Postal Service, and I think they have some of the best rates from my research, but could be wrong. They're very reliable, I can say that much. I've had really good luck with them. Ethan, I use empty filament boxes. Yes, that is also a great thing you can do. I don't, just because I don't want the branding of the filament on there, but yeah, that's what it is. Kaz says, I would say process that, oh, well, thank you. Creating customer sticker labels and using a generic box works well at low volume. Yeah, it does. And you know, low volume is relative too, because, right, like if you structure your business right in the 3D print space, or at least kind of how I'm trying to move my trajectory, like if I can sell, like in the long run, if I can sell like 40 items a day, package 40 things, right, and pretend you have the printers, which I don't yet, but pretend you have the printers to print all that off, and you can do it maybe overnight or something. So you just have to package 40 orders. You know, spend like maybe 4 hours packing and getting everything ready. That's low enough order that you can make it work. And if you're making $20 per order on there, you know, after all of your costs, let's see, 20, because I don't feel like doing math. That's $800 a day. That'd be sweet, right? And then also this thing I like what you're talking about, low volume. Sorry, I'm just kind of like rambling. I don't see the current business model that I have being like some crazy, you scale like millions of dollars and be some, you know, Shark Tank-esque type product business. It's really like, how can I create a small, sustainable business that can pay well over what I could make in the corporate world to support my family and have the flexibility and freedom to do what I want to do with my family. So I think that's where I think this 3D printing stuff comes in cool, which means it will probably be low volume for a lot of type of stuff. Anyway, that was me rambling, and I hope that made sense. Mike says, Etsy says to be specific on the size and weight of the item without the box, but I don't do that. Yeah, I mean, specific as, you know, making sure that you don't get in trouble with not getting enough money on the shipping costs. Yeah, and Mike's also right. international shipping is tricky. I don't do international shipping. And if you maybe saw one of my other shorts, some of these products I have going out, like this one, I on May 1st launched a partnership with somebody in the EU who also does 3D printing and has their own business. And we are producing some of each other's products when they sell, that accent, when they sell, and producing and then shipping them here from the States. So I don't ship internationally anymore because if something were to ship internationally, he would just produce it for me and then ship it from his place, which is nice because the cost to ship overseas is crazy. I have a question from your current video. Why did you upgrade and replace parts on the A1 printers, or just getting them, going to sell them for the PS? I'm not going to sell the A1s. The A1s are always going to be part of my fleet. One of the A1s will become a dedicated prototyping printer, and that one will probably be the one with the AMS unit, which I guess the AMS unit can be on any of them. But the hardened steel nozzles are just like a buy it once and it's good kind of thing. I've meant to do that upgrade for like 6 months now, but just haven't. So I figured I was making the purchase and I needed just like a few parts, and I wanted to get over that free shipping threshold on Bamboo's website. So that's why I decided to do them. But the other two A1 minis will always be a running product for me. I mean, the vast majority, actually all of my products currently fit on the A1 mini. So there's no reason to lose that production volume. And also, I don't like the idea. I've had some people reach out and say, hey, can I buy your old 3D printer and can you ship it to me? Or like, can you give it away? And I thought, like, I had my old Creality printer. I was like, yeah, I might give that away. But I actually don't know how, because the shipping alone would be expensive. But then number two, the reliability of shipping where it doesn't get damaged, that seems risky. Like, these are packaged so well when they come in, and I don't keep the packaging. So like, to get them and to ship them somewhere, I don't know. It would just be kind of a nightmare for everybody and could damage the machine. So anyway, that was again me rambling. Let's see here. 50 to 100 Norwegian. Cool. I don't know the exchange rate. If anyone knows the exchange rate, I'd be interested to see what that is. Kaz says, we can produce customer printed packaging at any volume. It usually doesn't make sense on the cost until you're buying 1,000 per month. Yeah. And that would be cool to have some like custom stuff. But I think if I ever had a product that goes gangbusters and needs like, thousands of things per month, I would probably move on to a different type of production, like injection molding or something, if a product was that big. Or it could be a small product and you could have a fleet of 20 printers do that. That's a potential, but who knows? Brenner says, how do you manage your orders? Right now, it's this way. I just have my hooks, which I honestly don't really like the solution at the moment, but it does the job. And the left side are orders that need to go out first, and then right side is the newer orders. So I'm just kind of pulling them off. They're backwards right now, so you guys can't see any of my customers' private information, but that is what I'm doing. And then I just buy the labels right through Etsy, which makes things actually super convenient, which is what I need to do right now. I just keep talking and losing track. But let's see here. Let me finish this one order before I forget. Also, I would say one of the best purchases I've made for my business was a label printer. And I'm not going to say which label printer you should get. There are affordable options, and I don't own one of those, but I heard they work really good. So if you are starting to sell product and you're like, getting, 20 orders a month or more, a label printer is amazing. It's so nice because it got all the, you just peel it off. You don't have to worry about, cutting out the paper. You don't have to have a separate printer, because I have my other printer, and everybody knows how those are going. Like HP and all those companies are making it harder and harder and harder to use their products because they like lock you in with the ink and all that. And these label printers the thermal ones don't use ink. So anyway, I really like that piece of it. I think that I bought it probably way earlier than I needed, and at the time it was like, this is kind of a stupid purchase because the whole package cost more than one of my A1s. But over the course of the last year, it's been great. And it allows me to do these as well, which are like inserts. I'll do the design. Can this focus, please? I'll do the design, and then I'll stick this on the inside of the box here if I sell that product. And it just, again, creates really good customer experience for when they open up the box. So you don't have to use it just for labels. You can use it for some of that other stuff too. Let's see here. Ethan, with the partnership, how do you know the quality standards? Have you seen the quality of their prints? Yes. So that there was several months of discussion before we launched the partnership, and he has the exact same printers that I do. All of his are P1S printers. He uses bamboo filament. He is a stickler for quality, and that's why he reached out to me actually originally, because he thought both of us have very similar ways that we like to do business. We have the same quality standards. So it's not something I would just do with anybody. And I would be honest, I was a little hesitant at first, but I'm really happy we're working together. So he's got way more products than I do, and his products are selling a lot more. So I don't think I've even sold one of my coffee hoppers. And all of his products are coffee related. So unfortunately, at this time, I'm working on some new products that are coffee related that we can also sell in Europe too. But he's just got like a very dedicated store, a very focused product set, and people like it. So it's pretty cool. Have you found your new full-time job, or are you keeping with running your own business for now? That's a good question. And the answer is my wife and I are figuring that out at the moment. We have some runway. So I don't have to jump right back into something, but I have a lot of irons in the fire right now, and a lot of things that could become something soon, not job related. I have one area that is job related, but a lot of things going on with the 3D printing business, and YouTube has been picking back up a little bit, and I've started, if you've seen already, I'm trying to do a short per day this week just to see what that does for the channel. And that's helping out as well. Done some more manufacturing quotes. So yeah, I think it just needs some more time to cook. I am open to going back, but long term, right? My long-term goal is that my YouTube channel, and my 3D printing business, the products, physical and digital, that I sell are what will support my family. So, and the original goal before I got laid off was to have that at a point where I can support my family by the end of the year. So it'd be kind of weird jumping back in right away instead of just dedicating that extra time to really hustle the brand. So I don't know. It's an ongoing discussion. We're both in lockstep on what's going on, my wife and I, but yeah, it's kind of a hard one because realistically, I'd really like to have that extra income that would help our family. But yeah, we'll see. DJ Boo says, how do you feel about the new Bamboo firmware causing Orca Slicer to officially stop? Okay, so I see what you're saying. So how do I feel about Orca Slicer not being part of Bamboo anymore and making it a pain to use? For me personally, it didn't actually make any changes. I understood when I bought the Bamboo software, or when I bought the Bamboo printers, that I was buying into an ecosystem, and I'm okay with using the Bamboo Slicer. That's all I've ever used since I bought the printers, and it's been great. I used to use Cura 3D, and I'll be honest, the Bamboo Slicer is way better. But I know it's just a fork of the Prusa Slicer. So yeah, not a big deal for me. I know it's been challenging for some other people, but I guess I never made so many modifications. Like, again, my whole philosophy with designing products is that, you spend the time up front with the design, that by the time it gets to the printer, you've done the heavy lifting. Your printer's no longer, you're not trying to like do something cheeky or get, creative with the printer, right? And its abilities. I have a very good baseline to say my printers can do X and can't do Y, so I'm going to design for X, right? And that means I don't have to really change. Sometimes I'll change infill. Maybe I'll change the amount of walls. Maybe I'll change speeds. Not really even speeds. Change the pattern of how, like, rectilinear or Concentric or some of those others. But for the most part, like all the work is done in the design software. And if it doesn't come out with the stock settings and I can't tweak it quickly to make it work, then I'm doing something wrong with my design. That's the way I feel about it. So I haven't had to make too many adjustments. Where were we at? Hello from Las Vegas. Had an idea for a product. Do you think it's worth trying to print and sell, or should I just upload it to Maker World for points? Why not make it and sell it? I mean, do you have an Etsy shop already? That's maybe the only barrier is Etsy's now made it cost money to launch an Etsy shop, but I think it's like 15 or 20 bucks. So, you know, everybody's financial situation is different. I would say if you make it and design it and upload it and then it doesn't sell and you go, I lost my money and my time, I would say you still made a good investment in yourself because you tried something that you thought might be difficult. And I guarantee you that you're going to learn something along the way. So don't undervalue the practice and experience you get out of doing something like that. It might be really easy to upload to Maker World, but you know, if it doesn't sell and you've had it up for a while, then put it on Maker World. That would be, I guess, what I'd say. Let's see here. Wicked Customs. I got some custom tape from Sticker Mule. It has got my logo on it, and I use that with my plain white or brown boxes. Yep, I would agree. I was thinking about packaging the other day, or just yesterday, like more wholly, not just about the tape, but also about like packaging in general. And you know, we used to, you know, you can buy from like Apple or some of these other products companies, and they're like, the packaging is immaculate, right? Like it's a whole experience in itself. And then you do what most people do. You go on Amazon and buy something. And what do? They send you a pen inside of a box with no padding or anything. And they say, there's your thing you bought. So like, it's funny to see how far we've come between those two. And it's like, I think people's expectations of packaging has gone down so far because of like Amazon and some of these other sellers that if you just put like what you said, a sticker with your logo on it and make sure it doesn't bounce around inside the box, people are pretty happy. And I don't think that's selling yourself short. I think that's still, you know, making sure you're doing it right. But it is kind of funny to see how that's changed so much. Where are we at? Kaz says for volume on packaging, it could be that you have one custom printed box that you use for several products. It's total volume. Oh yeah, true. That's also true. Yeah, 40 orders a day times 30. I mean, that's close to 40 times 30. Could have done that in my head. That's over 1,000, so that would work, right? You would just have to make sure that all the products can fit. Yeah, so that'd be cool. Abdul Hadi says, what's the infill percentage for your products? 1.5. I have one product, which, right here, this one, my little coffee scoop, which I don't really make much money on it. I just sell it because I like it. And it's fun having it in people's hands. But this little coffee scoop, I print it with 25% infill because it gives it extra weight and it feels really nice to hold something that's weighted. And the bottom is bigger too, so it's like, feels really lumpy. And that's kind of what it was designed for. But outside of that, infill for me is used for weight of the product, not for strength, right? Again, strength should come maybe in the design of the product or of the piece that you're actually making. And yeah, but I wouldn't go less than 15% in general because then it's just like a hollow shell. But anyway, where are we at here? How long did it start when you first started taking orders? It took me, I thought I had it written down. It took me less than a week. I uploaded on the 5th, no, more than a week. I uploaded on January 5th on 2024 and I got my first sale on January 17th. Look I have a picture. I was growing my hair out back then. I have a picture. Yeah, I put my little, sorry, this is so hard to do backwards. There we go. Anyway, that was my first sale. Super cool. Pretty sweet. Where's my magnet? But I would say with the ordering, or of how quickly I got my first order. It really depends on product too, right? So like if you upload and it doesn't sell, don't be discouraged. Just make a new product and list that up. Shout out from Brazil. Hello. Glad my videos help. That's why I'm putting them online. Like the whole reason I started this YouTube channel was because this is info that I wish I had when I was trying to start a business years ago. That's why I try to make some of the experiences that I'm having. I don't want to say it's advice, but sharing my experiences, I'm trying to make some of that more general, so it's not just about 3D printing. Let's see. I'm starting out and can model and print. I have no idea whether I should show up at farmers markets or just post on Facebook Marketplace, or is Etsy viable? Etsy's perfectly viable. They already have customers. You just have to have a good product. And if you design it yourself, you're going to be a lot less likely to be competing with somebody. So that's cool. Farmers market's also a cool idea. I was thinking about doing that for my local area this year, but then I didn't. So I had to fill out the forms and get a booth, and I didn't do it early enough in the year. So I might sign up for their fall market and try that out. Let's see here. Yeah, DJ Boo, you sell, you need custom supports. So yeah, if you're doing if you're doing really custom stuff, I'm sure Orca Slicer and some of these other ones have better functionality than Bamboo, but I just try not to even design in that way. Oh, and it's also good to know, DJ Boo, that the launching of your Etsy shop, it just becomes part of your balance on the Etsy account. So like if it costs $20, you have to make more than $20 to even break even. So that makes sense. That's cool. I see you have Shopify. What's the plan there? Are you looking to drive more traffic there? Are you trying to move away from Etsy ball and chain? Not trying to move away from Etsy. I think it will always be a component of the business, but I am interested in moving to Shopify, or adding to Shopify, I should say. It's just trickier because you have to drive your own traffic there. And so far, I don't have really. I'm starting to use Instagram a little bit. Really with a product focus, whereas here is really business focus. So we'll be testing that out, and I need to get some of the listings up that I want to promote on, on Instagram over on my Shopify shop. There's been so many things going on, I have to pick and choose what I want to work on. But yes, I wouldn't consider Etsy a ball and chain for me personally. Just because I understand, what they're there for and kind of where they fit into the business, and they're just one aspect of it, of the larger business. Chicken Leg says, shout out to your wife, having your back and supporting your passion. Yes, she is pretty awesome. And the crazier part, and why I've tried to approach this differently, is this is not my first rodeo. Long time ago, 6+ years ago, I did quit my corporate job to try to launch my own business. And obviously, I'm not here talking about that business, so it didn't go very well. But that was hard. That was pretty hard. So I've been trying to do this differently. So if you've watched my video where I say, don't quit your job and try to start a business, you should try to do it in tandem with full-time income for security reasons, I'm sharing that advice out of experience. That is the piece of advice I do have to share with you. From experience. Don't do that to yourself unless you have the next unicorn company, but everybody thinks they have the next unicorn company. So it's interesting. I would say the biggest thing, which is going to sound so tacky, and is probably something I need to hear too, but believe in yourself. Being confident in yourself is important. And then another thing I'd say is surrounding yourself with people who are also supportive of you. If you go into it and you don't have anybody near you who is supportive of the work you do, that's really hard. That's a drag, to be honest. When everybody you talk to is like, well, shouldn't you be doing the responsible thing? Or, why are you spending your time doing that? That just wears you down. It's not productive, right? So, yeah, tricky. Surround yourself with good people. The people you hang out with are the people you're going to be like. So you hang out with the better people, and you have good things happen, I guess. Let's see. Ichwar says, invest in, I'm searching for an English word, a tape dispenser. Oh, is that one of the tape dispensers that you push a button and it like feeds out the exact amount? Because if that's what you're talking about, I totally want one of those. They're just so expensive. Probably more expensive than, I need to spend. Eventually I'll have one. But you can set it to like, I want 4 inches of tape, and it gives you 4 inches of tape, and it's super cool. All right, Legendary Makes. Hey, how's it going? Just stopping by to say what's up. Appreciate it. Got to get back to work. That's okay. No worries. Let's see. Thijs Van Gelder, helping you with questions answered in the videos. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Honestly, the live streams are great because it's hard to answer a lot of questions in the comment section. So, when you guys come in here and ask them, it's much easier just to spitball the answers. Z223, hello. Welcome. How do you drive traffic to Etsy? I don't. And please don't go to my Etsy shop. If you are watching this video, do not go to my Etsy shop, please. Unless you plan to buy my product, which you're more than welcome to. That's the only reason you should go to my Etsy shop, because it ruins your conversion rate. So if right now my sales on Etsy come from Etsy's customer base, right? That's why I have an Etsy shop, is to take advantage of their own customers. And I'm starting to use Instagram to push people to Etsy as well. But the Instagram account is really more of like ads and marketing promotion. It's not what we're doing here. This is like behind the scenes, business talk, that type of thing. So I am trying to use social media a little bit, but in a very different way and different platform. But yeah, I have to be careful because at the beginning, like I want to say last November, December, I drove tons of YouTube traffic to my shop, and my conversion rate just went straight downhill. Which then Etsy says, well, you're driving all this traffic to your shop, but no one's buying, so you must have bad products. So it's tricky. It is tricky. If you have limited time, I don't suggest starting a YouTube channel unless it's focused strictly on the things you're selling. So it will save you some time. Let's see. Mike says, I only use Orca Slicer, but only when I started, had a couple different features. Yeah, that's what I see. People like the feature set of Orca. Can you share more on the first failed attempt? Big takeaways. I was a knucklehead, maybe a little arrogant, didn't like the industry in which I started the business. I left a marketing sales job and said, I can go sell that marketing to somebody else and do it better than you because it's just for whatever reasons. And I didn't even like advertising to begin with, really. So like I was out there talking to customers, but not feeling great about what I was selling. And it was just hard to drum up business. And then on top of that, the people I was working with are small business owners. And if you've worked in the advertising and marketing world, you know how borderline effective advertising for small businesses are, or whatever. And you have to be very careful, like marketing efforts, not advertising, but like marketing, social media posts and that stuff is way more effective for small business than running ads on Google. And both, they can be effective, but it costs a lot of money. And I would say the vast majority of business owners don't have the capital to effectively use those tools. Like a good example is, paid search advertising on Google. You could have a business owner who's spending $500 a month on the platform, and they're like, that's a lot for me. And they're making money from it. But to actually compete in that space, they might need to spend $1,500. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just this weird, like, world where you have to sell somebody on a product to grow their business, and the results of that product you're selling have to grow their business while also trying to grow your business. So the incentives are not aligned at all, and it just makes things really wonky. It's just weird. I don't know. If you're going to start a business, find something that you're really passionate about, like and truly enjoy, and that will save you some hassle. That was kind of like the long and short of it, I guess. I am in the United States. I'm in Michigan. I'm in the mitten. This way. That might be backwards for you guys, but I'm in Michigan. How did you find leads for design manufacturing projects? They reach out to me via my YouTube channel. So I did not plan for that, but it is a yeah. Everybody I've connected with is been through my YouTube channel. They find me on YouTube and watch my videos and go, hey, I think he can do X for me. So yeah, I guess here's a little plug. If you need manufacturing help or design services for a product you have, contact me. I have my email in my bio and on my website, and I will be more than happy to, jump on a call with you. And we can talk about numbers. I can do quotes and all that jazz. So yeah, but it's through my YouTube channel. Pretty cool. I was not expecting that. Just taking the opportunities as they come. Let's see here. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like the shorts. I'm not entirely sure about the shorts format because it's so easy to just get like sucked into them, and then you feel like you're not getting any value. But yeah, so I'm trying to the next short, which you'll see later today, is me comparing the different types of tape and trying to figure out hey, is it worth spending more money to try to be sustainable? How much is it actually going to cost you? Because I think what I have seen is some people will say, well, you should buy this box or you should buy this packing material because of how cheap it is. Like, I'm going to save every nickel and dime on all of the materials and all of the packing and everything else. When in reality, what that's doing is it's, in my opinion, degrading the customer experience, becoming less sustainable. Also, you can make an extra $1 on the product. And if you're so worried about the extra $1 on that product, you should probably design a product that has better margins. That's kind of been my philosophy. So that's kind of a change of mindset, and I just want to explore that some more, and I'll be doing some shorts on that. What is your liability plan? What happens if somebody complains about your product, complains like they got poisoned by 3D printed plastic somehow? I have a business model that protects me through limited liability. That's why you set up an LLC in the United States, and they can't sue you past the business. And also putting disclaimers on things like don't eat plastic, or you know what I mean, some of that type of stuff. How much cost do you have on your sales, Etsy, shipping and materials? I wish I had a good example to show you guys. Let's see here. I'm going to try to give you a live example. Pricing numbers modified. Okay, while I'm doing this, the tape dispensers. Ooh, I don't want to give you guys too much of a leg up. I saw the STLs for these now. Pack of 3 of these, right? Costs me landed cost. Sorry, give me just a second here. My landed cost, including labor, is $18.72 for 3 of these. Just double checking my numbers here. Yep. And for reference, the amount of labor that goes into producing these, slicing the files, pulling the print off the pad, getting them all packaged and putting it in a box and ready to go to the post office, I'm paying myself $15 to do that. And that is $18.72. Etsy fees are $235 at $18.72. So if I put in my actual number here, and I'll show this in a video someday, guys. It's just my Excel file is still a nightmare and it looks like a mess. So it's not something I'm necessarily proud of and want to share, but the numbers work. So I sell a 3-pack of these for $19.50. Actual Etsy fees on that is $2.30. And then if you do, if you take away the amount of money that I'm paying myself, because I'm actually taking a little bit less, $12.56 is what I make on that. That's what I pay myself for labor, and that includes, that's after filament cost, machine time costs, like electricity and all that stuff, packing material, hardware boxes and all that jazz. And then customers pay for shipping on that product. So I make like $12.56 on that order, which is not bad. So I mean, I don't mind. Could be better. My goal is to get all of my orders up past 20 eventually, all my new products up past $20 per order. That'd be really nice. How much time do you spend on making content? Do you enjoy the process? I don't know how much time specifically I spend. It's a bit. Man, when I put out like my last video that I put out on the weekend about redoing my whole like printer setup area, that was like a multi-day project. Well, getting it all installed was one day, and actually made it was one day. But then doing the video work, you know, we filmed all of it, did that with my nephews, and then we wrote the music for it. So like all the music you hear in that, like it's simple music, but you know, we wrote that music, and then I had to do all the editing, and then I had to do some voiceovers. So that was like easily, man, like 10 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours. I don't know. I don't have a good number for you, but it was a lot of time. And my weekend videos take some time. You know, even if I get them out in one day, I think the least amount of time I've spent on a Sunday upload was maybe 4 or 5 hours. On the high end was like the video I did just last weekend. But going forward, I'm going to be trying to spend more time on it because that video is performing better than a lot of my other ones recently. I've still not hit some of those numbers that I hit in the first 3 months of the YouTube channel, but yeah, it's been good. So I'm seeing the benefit of putting in work and getting return out of it. And to be honest, like when I see more people watching the videos, like that also tells me that more people are getting value out of the videos and the stuff. So that's cool too to see that. And then the shorts, I try not to spend more than a half hour on them. I just do like a one shot with my camera, and then I edit it all on my, I try to edit it all on my phone, which I typically don't like using my phone, but I've been trying to do that. And that's been really nice because I can use the DJI, the camera that I'm using now. I can get really nice audio, get really nice get nice footage, and then I can connect Bluetooth with my phone and download the video directly to my phone without having to connect anything. Then I can upload it and edit it to YouTube right here, and we're good to go. So that's been cool. That's been pretty cool. Bed Lover says, I agree with your approach and with sustainability and customer experience. Mad props for focusing on making things feel like nice products and focusing on the experience of unboxing. Yeah, I think it pays off. I mean, on Etsy, I have quite a lot of... Is that the one I just shipped out? Sorry, I'm looking at an order here. I have quite a lot of reviews, and I just got another one in. So, like, you know, I've got like 400 and almost 500 sales. We're coming up on 500, which is cool. And I have 111 reviews. So, like, not quite 25% of people who buy on my shop leave a review. And I would say 99% of those are 5-star reviews. So it does go a long way. It helps out. It's pretty cool. Do you ever think about using other filament brands? I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. I use Polymaker. Like when I'm in a pinch, I'll order off Amazon and test that out. But filament for me, plus or minus $5 on filament really is negligible in terms of cost, right? Because like let's go back to the tape dispenser example, right? If I print out an order of these, which there's 3 that come in an order. Let me just tell you the exact numbers here. The amount of filament that is used on that product is 74 grams of filament for 3 of these. And you can do the math. You know, if you have a $20 roll of filament, which I guess you could say is on the high end of PLA, we do 20 divided by 1,000 times 74. You're looking at $1.48, you know, for filament. Whereas if I was like, ooh, I'm going to get the cheapest filament and go and get like $15 filament, you know, 15 divided by 1,000 times 74. Now it's $1. So you save 50 cents by getting the cheaper filament or something like that. So again, it goes back to convenience, having the RFID tags on the filament and bamboo slicer already knows how they print. You just plop them on there, it queues up, makes my job a little bit easier. I have to spend less time calibrating filaments. I can get the refill spools, which are cheaper than the ones with the plastic spools that you use. But overall, yeah, it's been that's why I use bamboo. It's just convenient. Again, buy into the ecosystem, right? If you were to go and buy other machining tools, so think of like CNC machines and those types of things, a lot of those brands have their proprietary software, and that's what you use when you buy the product. So like, it's just a tool for me, right? The 3D printers are just a means to an end. The business is not 3D printing. The business is product and sales. 3D printing just happens to be the medium in which I get my products to people. Let's see here. Have you ever had thoughts of selling your designs on a live format? That's a good idea. I do have a TikTok. I've done almost nothing on my TikTok. Again, it's just a time thing. There's just a lot of things. You really have to pick your poison. Every additional social media channel that you add just makes stuff way more difficult, way more time involved. Even if the upload only takes like 10, 15 minutes, like still 10, 15 minutes, right? And that's just a lot for my brain power with everything else going on. But that's a good idea. I could do that. What would make sense is to actually edit. I guess the one downside of editing the shorts right on my phone is it has the watermark if I try to download my shorts, because those would be good content for TikTok. Again, probably wouldn't want to use TikTok for this type of content though, because this is more of the business side of things when I really need to start doing product promotion. Let's see here. Bed Leveler, when did you make your LLC? Before you started, I started my LLC this year, at the beginning of this year. So I had a whole year worth of sales without an LLC. So you basically just file it as under your own taxes, and that's about it. It's I think a little bit more expensive on the tax side if you do it that way, but yeah, don't have to have the LLC right away. What software do you use for cutting? DaVinci? No, I use Final Cut Pro. I have a Mac, and I don't know, I just went the Mac route and have Final Cut Pro and use a lot of their software for all of my creative stuff. For 3D software, I am using Shaper 3D, and they do have rendering tools within Shaper 3D, so that's cool. I have started to learn Blender a little bit, and I thought it would be cool, if I had a really cool product with like multiple parts and like an assembly thing, you could do like an exploded view, and Blender would actually be fantastic for that, because you could like do some twisting and motion of the camera. So I think long term, maybe, I don't know, in the next year, I should try it once. I should do like a 3D animated product video where I import my STL model and do some cool animation in Blender with that. That'd be so cool. Rusty Nail says, some of the cheaper filament I bought prints better than the expensive stuff. I'm on 3D print deals, Discord, and spoiled by. Nice. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, if you find something that works for you, run with it, right? Run with it. Mike says, I put stuff up on Etsy, never even look, get a look, don't understand how you're getting sales. Yes. Yeah, some of my products, even new ones, haven't sold yet. So it really depends. Etsy's hit or miss. But again, if you price in Etsy's fees, which my calculator that I was just walking through that you guys couldn't see, but we were talking about my tape dispensers, I have Etsy fees priced in. So it like does the math for me and tells me if I want to make X amount of money, how much do I need to charge for that product? And that helps me price out my products or figure out if they're viable to sell in the first place. Ikwar says, are you not afraid that someone close to you takes your ideas and your products and sells them a bit cheaper or so? Not really, because the vast majority of people don't 3D model, and the products that I sell the STL files for are products that don't sell very often to begin with. So it's not like there's a huge customer base out there just eager for the product I'm selling. And at the end of the day, what's unique about me is that me can come up with new ideas and model those and sell those. So nobody else can take that away from me. So I really try to lean in on like that aspect of the business. This tape dispenser is not what makes me unique, right? It's just one of many little fun projects I did and want to share with other people. What are your thoughts on selling stuff at local markets? Do it. I haven't done it yet. I'd like to, but I think it's a great idea. I just don't know like what products I would have to sell at the moment because I've got like tool products. Like I don't have like art market products at the moment, but that would be a thing to look into down the road is doing some more of that type of stuff. Mike says Matter Control is an awesome 3D program for beginners. Is Matter Control a modeling software? I think you said that. No, yeah, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, check out Matter Control. I have never heard of that one. 3D King says, how are you so confident in front of the camera? I've been putting YouTube videos out for 6, 7, 8 years. So for a while. And then before I got let go, or not actually just before I got let go, but basically my entire corporate career has been having to go in front of business owners and pitch them ideas, products, services, and then follow up and report on and then brainstorm new ideas with them. So like, don't take my confidence in front of the camera as something that comes easy. There's just been a lot of practice over many, many years to be able to chat. And frankly, I could just cover the camera and disappear from you guys. So, I mean, if I need to run away, I can. Steve says, husbands go to markets. I think you might do better than you think. All right. You know, I will say, when I go to markets, I always look for the tool one, right? I'm always like, where are the tools at? So maybe I do bring in like the charger and then like my brackets and sell the different charger systems and stuff. That'd be cool. I'll try that out. So one of the things I will say just briefly about this is I was thinking about launching a new Etsy shop, and I decided not to, but I am like launching a new subsection of my Etsy account that's focused on games, like board games and board game accessories. I have some of my own board games that I've designed over the years, and they're like right there, right? I just basically need to click publish. They're print and play versions. So I think I'm going to be adding those to my off the bench shop in its own category. And then as those gain traction, I've already got some of the other like business, like the domains and some of that stuff already queued up and have ownership of that. I'll spin it off into its own Etsy shop, and I'll create some new social media accounts for that as well to do promotion stuff. And some of the products, like my dice, for instance, that's never sold, this would be good on the game shop. I will tell you, 3D modeling a 20-sided die is not as easy as it sounds. But if you want to have a fun test, try to model one of these yourself without using a generator to do it. But that would be a good product. I have another product that I'm not going to share with you yet, but I made this weekend, which I think could do well. And I want to spend some more time on that before I share it with anybody. But that will go on like the new section because it's about games, and I want to come up with a couple more ideas. It's going to take a little bit because I really want to get up to 5 products for that category before I launch any of it, so it can kind of all be one spot. And when people are there and looking, they can check out complementary products that they could buy. Let's see here. It's 3:58. We got time for a couple more questions. Then I have to go pack orders and get to the post office. Let's see. Mike says Matter Control is like Tinkercad. Oh, perfect. Oh, super cool. And it's free. Yeah, definitely check out Matter Control. And then Onzel. Yes, I have heard of that one. It's based on FreeCAD, open source. Yeah, FreeCAD is tricky. And it's free for commercial use. That's great. Yeah, gotta love the free for commercial use. But overall, yeah, things are going good. Just trying to like manage a lot of different, partnerships and those types of things in amongst trying to find time to produce new products, which that's hard. It is hard to come up with new ideas. You really have to spend like time doing nothing to come up with new ideas. Like you have to have literally time of doing nothing and staring at something to think of like a light bulb moment, and that's tricky. And then last question I say is, how do you advertise for Etsy other than social media? I don't really advertise for Etsy on social media. Just good SEO on on Etsy is pretty much what I do, and I'm running Etsy ads, and I'll be honest, not happy with the performance, but I said to myself, I'm going to let them run through May, just unhindered, and I just want to see what happens. So good SEO, really well-built listings, and then if you want, post those over on social media as well. So, okay, I think that's been a good amount of questions for today. I got like an hour to finish packing and get to the post office before they close. I want to make sure the orders get there. But just as a reminder, next video will be out Sunday. Next live stream will be next Wednesday at the same time. I will be putting shorts out, trying to do one a day. I'm debating if I want to take breaks on the weekends. We'll see how that goes. But if you guys have any additional questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section once this video goes live. This will all be saved into the live streams playlist. So if you have any questions or want to rewatch a part or you missed the beginning, it will be there for you to watch whenever you want. Thanks again for staying around. Appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.